And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to A Nice Place to Brew. I'm Jason. This is A Nice Place to Brew. This is a show about all things beer and beer making. If you're listening to us for the first time, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Facebook page and our YouTube page. It really helps the show. We do our webcast every Thursday here on Facebook and YouTube. Broadcast at 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our YouTube page has all of our past episodes. We also have an audio podcast under the same name, A Nice Place to Brew, that's available on all the podcasting platforms. Our website is www.aniceplacetobrew.com, and we can be found on social media as A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. Again, welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great week. Paulie will be joining us shortly. He had to run a little errand. He's going to be a little bit late. All good. George is vacationing in Florida this week. He thought it would be more fun to hang out down at Disney World than join us here on the webcast where we talk about all things beer and beer making. Can't say I blame him. Cheers to you, George. Hope you're having a great trip. I had a brew day last weekend, which I will talk to everybody about once Paulie joins and we get the show kind of a little more started here. But in the meantime, I am drinking a beer that I'm very excited about. And I'm raising the can right here. This is a beer called Chupacabra Borracho, made by our friends Mad Hatchet Brewing Company out of Shorewood, Illinois. Cheers to our good friend Sean, who's been on the show many, many times. He's a great supporter here of Nice Place to Brew, and we're big fans. Cheers to you, Sean. So this is a annual beer that they release around Cinco de Mayo, which is close to the time that they celebrate their annual anniversary. This is a horchata flavored cream ale, and it is friggin' delicious. So I got to see Sean at the day that it was released this year. The beer just missed the Cinco de Mayo release time due to reasons I'm not even privy to. It was released 2 days afterwards, and that was the day I went to the brewery, had a taste of it, and brought a crawler home, which I'm enjoying now. And in talking with Sean, he said, man, like it's not often here at Mad Hatchet Brewing Company that we taste a beer and we decide this recipe is 100% done. There is literally nothing else we need to do to tweak and perfect. This beer is exactly as it should be. And he said that about this beer. And Sean, tasting this right now, I see why. So cheers to you. All right. That is what I'm drinking tonight. What is everybody out there drinking? Leave us a comment. I'd love to see what everybody's enjoying this fine Thursday evening. We are getting close to summertime here in the U.S., here in the Midwest, it is upwards of 80 degrees right now. So the summer heat is very much making its presence felt early. And we're all very excited for that after a very long and, not fun winter as things here in the Midwest tend to be. So what is everybody drinking tonight? Leave me a comment. And also we're taking home brewing questions as on the comments. And this is every show. We answer any and every home brewing question that is left for us in the comments during the broadcast. So please don't be shy. Leave us a comment. Do you have a recent project that had some kind of nuance that's worth discussing? Leave us a comment. We would love to hear about it. We'd love to talk about it. So thank you in advance, everybody. Well, Paulie is not joined yet, so I'm just going to get into my brew day. So I'm brewing a beer for a competition. Won't say which. But I'm making a stout early this year. It's not typical that people make stouts during the summertime. I am one of those crazy people that says you can make and enjoy dark beers all year round. I know a lot of people out there are rolling their eyes, but I'm one of those people. I believe in it strongly. And so I'm making a dark beer for this competition. It's got a variety of spices in it. And I'm very excited about it. This is a mini batch. I don't typically make batches that are less than 5 gallons. How about all of you out there? I know 5 gallons is kind of, where the homebrewing conversation starts and usually ends. There's people out there that have rigs that can make 10, 15 gallons. They're out there. 5 gallons I've found to be by far the most common. Who out there is making smaller batches? I'd love to hear about it, and I'd also like to hear about what kind of equipment that you're using for that. I fortunately have a little 2.5 to 3 gallon keg that I can move beer into, and I can carbonate there. We've talked about this on previous episodes. The problem with those smaller kegs is they're prohibitively expensive, as in more expensive than they really should be, because on a good day, you can get a 5 gallon keg for 50, 60 bucks, sometimes even less. The smaller kegs, way more expensive. And it's probably a supply and demand, thing that there's just not enough of those to go around, and the cost has just gone up as a result. That may be the case, but I don't know. I feel like there's a really good case to be made for people out there to be making mini batches, so you're not just left with, 5 gallons of beer that you're not totally sure what you're going to do with. That seems to be a very logical solution, is just make a smaller batch. You don't have as much. And you could brew more often too, which, I'm one of those people. I like doing that. If it drives me to make beer more often, that makes me happy. I'm not sure what just happened. My screen just flashed. I hope I'm not having internet problems. Well, I guess we'll see. Uh-oh. No, here it is. Back. Sorry about that. Okay. Little couple comments from said brew day this past Saturday. So let me just say this. There are home brewers out there that have really sophisticated, really involved systems. Multiple valves in a brew kettle, pumps, dry hop additions, whirlpools. These are the very advanced elements of home brewing that gets a lot of attention these days, because New England IPAs are beers that take into account a lot of those nuances, like whirlpools and dry hop additions and things like that. And to do, the whirlpool effectively, you need valves in a brew kettle and a pump system, so you can get enough, movement within a vessel to generate those, hop oils that transform your beer into, a delicious, juicy drink, which many people have grown to love over the last couple of years. I'm one of those people. But I got to tell you, those, high complexity brew systems are not for everybody. And this past weekend's brew day was just one of those reminders for me, because I had more crap go wrong than I feel like I want to deal with during a brew day. So my brain goes back to, there's something great and something to be said about just keeping things as simple as possible on a brew day. And, that sometimes rules out some of those things that people talk about, like pump systems, valves, whirlpools, things like that. I do feel like, we've made, doing home brewing properly, which consists of things like understanding water chemistry, controlling fermentation temperature, controlling mash temperature, doing monitoring, making sure that your pH is within a range where it should be. These are advanced things, and these are important things to be following, consistently throughout a brew day. And the mastering of those things really is what differentiates good beer from great beer in a homebrew setting, I believe. And I think a lot of you out there would agree with that. But man, some of those tools, for the people that are just less mechanically inclined, and I am one of those people, man, sometimes, you can play around with that, but, sometimes you're just going to have those reminders that, this is a difficult hobby for those that are less technically savvy. So do I have any bad feelings about said brew day? Of course not. This is a brew day that, in terms of efficiency, I was more dialed in than at any brew day that I've ever had in my home brewing career. I use Beersmith for recipe building, and I follow along with the session data that's a part of the software. I do that with every batch. And let's see. The system will produce for you what what a target original gravity will be, and it will also give you a target volume, finishing volume based on what your stated brew house efficiency is going to be. Well, for the first time in my home brewing career, I dialed in my original gravity to exactly what the recipe said, and I dialed my volume in to the exact point that my recipe said. Never in my previous home brewing career have I done that. Gotten my exact original gravity and my exact volume that I put into my recipe. And I got to be pretty happy about that. But, that wasn't before my pump once again failed on me, or at least I failed to understand. I had a mash temperature problem. My initial strike water was not warm enough when it went in the mash kettle. My temperature was 20 degrees less than what it needed to be. So I pulled my own version of a MacGyver, and I poured out my the remaining mash wort into my brew kettle, fired it up, heated it up, and reintroduced it to the grain, and restarted the mash. And sure enough, that worked. So that's a great tip for homebrewers out there who are having mash temperature problems. That's a way they can get you through it. But I did, got everything drained out, had the right pre-boil, did the hop additions exactly as I needed it to, did my adjunct additions as well. And barring too many later complications, it was a successful brew day, but a stressful one. That, and of course the weather was not so great this past weekend. And I've talked at great length about just sometimes those cold weather garage brew days can be not real fun. But got through it. So it's fermenting away right now. For a stout, I'm using Y Yeast 1028, which is London Ale 1. The appeal to this was both it's a good yeast for a stout, and also has a dry finish, which is what I'm hoping to aim for. So the adjuncts are the variety that's not going to add sweetness to it. It's going to add some different character, which I can't talk about here on the episode because it's for a competition. But I think it was the right one, and it's fermenting away in a very healthy way, and is still bubbling 5 days after the initial pitch. So feeling good about things. All right. That's about all that I can say about said brew day. This may be a short episode because we are almost 15 minutes in, and I am sitting here talking to myself. So I think we're going to be wrapping up shortly, people. To the people who are listening, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here for my little rant about my brew day this past weekend, and for listening to my raving review of this Mad Hatchet Brewing Company Chupacabra Borracho. It's fantastic. If you're in the Chicagoland area this coming weekend, and what am I trying to say? If you're in the Chicagoland area this weekend and looking for a place to go, head on down to Shorewood, Illinois, and visit our friends at Mad Hatchet Brewing Company, and you can try said Chupacabra Borracho while it's still on tap. After you're done there, if you're not too inebriated, there's another brewery that's just right around the corner from there. It's called Will County Brewing Company, with the brew house manager, Mr. Joel Rakowski, who's been on this episode. He is, of course, Joliet Brewers Guild member number 1. We are big fans, and cheers to Joel. You can go down to Will County, check out Joel's beer, and check out Will County Brewing Company. It is a great place to go. They always have fantastic beer. The people are awesome. Well worth the trip. So Friday is the start of the weekend tomorrow. So if you're in the area, Or if you just need a place to travel to, Shorewood is a highly recommended place to go. All right, that is everything. We will be back here on the YouTube channel and Facebook next Thursday at the same time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our audio podcast is under the same name, A Nice Place to Brew. It's available on the podcasting platforms. Our website is www.aniceplacetobrew.com. And our social media links are A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe our Facebook and YouTube pages. Don't forget also, if you can't wait until next Thursday to check us out, all of our back library is available on our YouTube page. Have a great week, everybody. Before we sign off, we raise a glass and we say, it takes a lot of good beer to make great beer.
Are you off already?
You signed on right when I was doing the outro cheers.
Oh, fuck. Are you off already? No, I'm listening to it on YouTube.
Yeah, we're still broadcasting, though.
Oh.
So now I'm thinking, okay, we're going to
Uncle
sign
Rick,
off
you
here,
turn it
we're gonna
off.
still talk.
Now I hear myself cuss.
Wow. You talk about slipping in and right at the very last moment. Wow.
I know, right?
You could have timed that any better.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Where the hell you been?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Just doing my thing, Almost had a crazy day at work today. Fun and bad. Fun and bad. Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, the listeners all got my weekly escapades, so I went in detail about my brew day this past weekend. I am drinking here from Mad Hatchet Brewing Company, their horchata cream ale, which is called Chupacabra Borracho. And I love saying that. I think that's the fifth time I've said it so far, and it still sounds great.
Really?
So, okay, enough about me. What is going on, Paulie?
Well, hi, Kaomi. Dog wants to say hi. I did a show with Impossible Mead down in Dwight, and we were doing a Berliner, and we're using that Philly sour yeast, which I'm excited because I've never done that before. I've always just thrown like lacto and shit at it. So then after it was fermented, dumped all the yeast, so pretty much a secondary. We added 22 pounds of honey and 3 gallons of mango puree. So,
okay, let me digest that. 22 pounds of honey. And how much mango puree?
3 gallons.
Shit.
And my God, put it this way, the owners don't like sours, and they liked it. They liked this.
I mean, that's a lot of sweet character there.
Me and Brian are already talking about.
So, I mean, that doesn't sound like a beer where the overwhelming reaction would be, ooh, sour.
Well, think about that with mixed in with 90 plus gallons of beer.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I mean, you're talking about sweetening elements there. So I feel like is that the overwhelming response? Is that's a delicious, sweet, warm weather beer?
Sweet, warm, rather sour beer.
Okay, sour, all right. So the sour elements are still there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And put it this way, me and Brian we were talking about it because we cold crashed it, and then we put it in there and blended it, and we tried it, and so I started carbonating it today, so it'll be ready in a day or two because I'm doing a slow carb on it. Okay. So then we were outside talking because I was brewing today too, and we both discussed I am entering this into the GABF. That's how excited we both are about this beer.
Really? And wow.
We're going to enter this into hopefully, that's our plan. We're going to enter this into the experimental beer category because there's really no style for.
Yeah, I agree.
What we just did.
Yeah.
So
you got the right idea.
Yeah. So then, the bad part. Oh my God! You already know the story, Jason. So I said
I do, but the listeners are going to love it.
So everybody know. Okay, should we tell the story again, Jason, or you should tell the story?
Oh,
and then
no. I've been talking the last 15 minutes. The floor is
oh
yours.
oh okay. So just started out there. Jason came and helped on my very first West Coast IPA, and he briefly knew how to at least take the tri-clamp apart. Guys, if you don't know what a tri-clamp is, it's a clamp that clamps around a fitting, and that's what seals and locks it, like your 90s and your sight glasses and your T's and valves together. It's like Tinker Toys for a brewer. You should see all the stuff, crazy stuff I built. And and so all of a sudden I'm like, Jason, you good? He's like, yeah, like just disassemble everything. He had it all apart. All of a sudden I happened to look around, and you guys, if you know what a conical fermenter is, there's the valve on the bottom. I turn over and he's about to start disassembling. Thus said, or disassembling a tri-clamp. I had to yell at him to turn him off, tell him to stop and walk away. And then I had to explain to him that if he would have taken that clamp off, the valve would have shot off, and 93 gallons worth of beer would have came shooting out the bottom of it.
Yep, which would have flooded the room, ruined the brew day, and
cost us a bunch of money. So
yes.
So today, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. We just got done doing that blending, so we were excited about it. And I just collected all the work. I mean, at the very top. And I should say that we use those Blickman Boilermakers, the 55-gallon kettles that have an extension on them, so I can use. They turn into 105 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so you got to put those together. They got the big fat gaskets. It's a pain in the ass to try and fucking put it together. After I had everything full, I'm just talking to Steve, and I'm talking to my owner Steve, and we're just shooting the shit, talking about what's going on, because they're getting ready to leave on Monday for vacation down to Florida for a couple weeks before our second year anniversary, which is coming up June 12th. If anybody's not doing anything, come on out, because you heard it first. We have a pre-order for some really cool t-shirts where between the owner I don't know, she probably saw it on Etsy or some shit like that. And we got on our t-shirts, we're going to have a big mug, and it's going to have a bunch the name of every beer that we've made in the past 2 years here.
Oh, wow.
We're not throwing all the one-offs, like all the pink boot stuff that we did. That's not going in there. This is just the stuff we do full batches of. Because if we were going to do that, fucking, there would be a front and back to it.
Yeah.
Because we're doing one-offs like every weekend. We're doing something special. That's what makes it fun and keeps the creativity going in your head. Is making this. I enjoy doing this. So we're doing that, and then we're releasing a barrel-aged blueberry wit beer that's been sitting in a Cabernet barrel for about a year. And we only have about 60 bottles of it that we're bottling, and the rest of it's going to go into a kegs, and we'll have it on dispense. So we're going to be releasing those bottles that day too. And we got music from 12 to 10. So
the red wine barrel is going to reach the people.
The first red wine barrel will reach the people. That was the old guys too. I'm excited about it, but that was the old guys. The second red wine barrel is mine.
Yes. Okay. I had to piece that together. Okay. That's the one I always think of when you mention the red wine barrel.
Oh yeah. Well, that's, and actually once we get to that and do it, everything's 100% me in there now. I have all stuff made by me.
So that one that you filled, what is that at right now? 4 months?
3 or 4.
3 or 4. Okay.
The thing, damn barrel, leaked like a goddamn fucking sieve.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think is not talked about enough about barrel projects, is what a pain in the ass the leakage issue is.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
What do you do?
Well, yeah, pretty much just gotta fucking mop the floor. And what we do is I put it in my infamous kiddie pool when I fill it or when I test them. But so this one, like if you were to ask Matt, that we had on the show a couple times before, what he said to do, I just didn't have time. I should have just, before filling the said barrel, let it soak for 3, 4, 5 days. Because if it's dry, the wood contracts and it shrinks. But when it's wet, it expands, and that's actually what seals the barrels.
So, all right, let me think about that. When it's wet, it seals the barrels from the inside or the outside.
So the wood, both from the inside, because the wood expands, and that's what seals those barrels. Is when they're wet, they expand, and that the actual the moisture, the pressure keep it sealed up.
Okay, all right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because wood expands when it's wet. So
yeah. So
that's why now I've learned my lesson. I'm buying nothing but wet barrels from now on. You can buy them like I can one of the places that I use, they have an option to where you can get wet guaranteed freshly dumped barrels, so that they were dumped within a week or two of you putting beer in them or them coming to your place.
Yeah.
And there's usually about 8 to 10 ounces of whatever spirit that was aged in there too.
Okay. So that sounds to me like that's a prime barrel for anybody out there to be using.
Yes. If you're going to, if you're going to get if you're going to start with a barrel project, I highly suggest you buy them wet.
Are they more expensive?
I don't know, because I just started buying barrels recently.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
I would imagine the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. They might be cheaper if they're dry. But there's ways you can keep them wet. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Like infuse whiskey into the barrel. I know that is a thing.
No, is that where they put these things? Other all just had beer in them, Jason.
Well, I get that, but I think there's people that will just kind of like douse a little bit of booze in it just to.
No, I get it. No, I get what your comment. Yeah,
yeah,
it does actually infuse it a little bit more.
Right.
You're still going to pull some of the whiskey out of the barrel anyway, and I need to do a little bit of research because. The whole argument of if you get a higher alcohol percentage or not, if you're barrel aged. I used to always say no, but now that I know, I just put 8 to 10 shots in my barrel. Granted, it's for 60 gallons.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens.
So your theory is that it doesn't change much.
Well, at first I did, but now at first I thought it doesn't change much, the alcohol content. But now that you think about it, the barrel that I have is soaking wet with bourbon, and there's 8 to 10 ounces of liquid on the bottom of it.
Yeah, there's no way that doesn't add alcohol content.
Exactly. The only way to know for sure is I might have to spend the money and get a sample shipped out to someone, and have them do one of that scientific stuff, I guess isn't a part of brewing that we don't care about, or at least I don't care about as much. Yeah. I could do that, and they will, and they could run some kind of test on it.
That's interesting. Okay.
I don't
know if it doesn't surprise me, but I don't think I've heard about that there's a lab test that can measure alcohol content being outside of the whole process.
There's got to be. All the science in marine, Jason.
Oh,
Did you know there's science involved? Oh, sorry.
No, like I said, that doesn't surprise me. I just that hasn't come up in conversation before.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I just started having conversations with this recently in the past few months. So, Brian's, believe it or not, taught me a hell of a lot about celery, mead, everything else. Okay. Next time you come down, Jason, you'll have to Brian brought over a bottle of his Love Apple mead, the green tomato one.
Green tomato?
Green tomato lemonade mead.
That's quite a combination.
And I was leery about it. And you know how this guy he tricked me? He had some in just a clear plastic jug. And he was out making deliveries and trying to make some sales too. Dropping bottles off, because he was doing the same thing. He was dropping bottles off for the wine cafe. Because I've told you before, if you ever want to buy Brian's mead, can't drive all the way down to Dwight. Just walk 3 doors down from the brewery, and they've got like 4 or 5 of their bottles of mead.
Cool.
So, he was leery. He just gave me a sample of it, and I'm like, I took a sip of it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And he told me, I was like, you tricked me. I've always been scared because I hate tomatoes. I hate even green tomatoes.
Yeah.
Raw tomatoes are gross, but it's surprisingly good, Jason. Hopefully there'll be enough when we have the GBG meeting in July. I'll probably be on my 3rd bottle by then.
Okay. I was going to say, please save some for me. I would very much like to try this.
I wish George was on so we could ask him what he thought about the snow globes.
I know. Hopefully he took notes.
Oh yeah, knowing him, he's kind of one of those weirdos. He'll save it till next week.
Oh, that's entirely possible. Entirely possible.
Did you only send him 1 can of Holiday Road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one can of Holiday Road and the Crowler.
Yep.
So.
Oh man, did you tell him? Did anybody tell him why we sent him a blank can? Did you?
Nope. He didn't ask.
I didn't tell him either.
Nope. That doesn't mean it's not coming, but no questions were asked to this point.
Yeah. Oh, I spent so much fun playing with George.
I know.
Next week's going to be a fun week.
Oh, man. The big reveal is going to be so much fun for that.
I know. I can't wait. Wait. So, I never finished. We got sidetracked. I never finished my oopsie at work. So, I did. Did I finish it?
No, you didn't.
Oh. So, I don't know how we got off on that sidetrack. So, I'm talking to my owner, and I'm taking apart a vessel. In my head, I'm thinking I'm taking apart my mash tun so I can start graining out and getting the grain outside so Joe the farmer can run up, come out, grab the grain, and then go back in or bring it back. So, because we donate our grain to a farmer. And yes, and so I'm trying to take apart. I'm thinking I'm taking apart. But no, I'm taking apart my boil kettle with 98 gallons of 180, 190 degree water, almost boiling. And I get it apart enough so I get sprayed in the arm with water. I'm like, oh shit! I jump on top of it, and I can't even I can't get it apart. I can't get it back together. Otherwise, I would have dumped 55 gallons of boiling hot wort all over the brew house.
Oh.
Yes. And it's funny because Steve came back and then we got it together. And he's like, how'd that happen? I'm like, because I was talking to you and not paying attention to which fucking vessel I was taking care of.
So, okay. I mean, this sounds like this was like so close to a disaster. Like, wow. Okay, so how much liquid was lost in this?
I don't know. Maybe 10 ounces.
That's it? You're able to seal it up that quickly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was able to get it down. I get it to stop leaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw the wort and I looked at what I was taking apart.
Right.
And I was so proud of myself.
I tell you, oh, wow. Like, talk about averting disaster.
Oh, yeah. Talk about thinking on your fucking feet. Holy fuck. Oh, by the way, you never asked what I was drinking. I'm drinking this today. Oh, Texas Woodcrafter. It's a IPA we just released last week. So, I'm a week behind now on like what I'm drinking on the show because last week I just had to take a day off. Oh no, I took a day off because I had a good friend of mine that's part of like the whole Chicago Street crew.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen since January 30th or since at least January or probably like January 28th, 2020.
Okay. All right.
Ever since he's up there in age, and I've known this guy for 15 years, and probably I'd say like 5-6 years ago, I just found out he doesn't live in Joliet, and we're buddies, we're pals, we talk on the phone and shit.
Okay,
this fucker lives in Rhode Island.
What brings him out to Joliet?
Joliet music scene, Chicago Street.
He travels down to Joliet for the music scene
from
Rhode Island?
He knows everybody. And he knows more people at Chicago Street than I do.
Holy crap. Okay.
Well, one of his reasonings is he's marketing. That's his job.
Okay.
He used to do a bunch of marketing back here in the Chicago area.
Okay.
In the Midwest. And when he's out here for work, he prefers to hang in Joliet. He started a record label.
Okay.
In Joliet. Or in, I don't know. I think it was Rhode Island, but it had everybody from Joliet if they wanted, he liked you, and you wanted to do an album. He'd put you on his label.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So go on.
So business brought him to Joliet very often.
Oh, yeah, I guess, and pleasure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
He'd come here and work, and then he'd be out every fucking night of the week.
Right, exactly. So, okay. All right. No, that makes sense now.
Because he said he probably spent like at least 6 months of his life at the time, like 6 months a year in the Midwest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's like I said, I would see him every fucking night.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden I wouldn't see him for a little while. I'm thinking, okay, he's taking a break or he's busy or something like that.
Sure.
It was just a bar relationship. I just knew him when my friends that played music were cut at the bar playing music.
Right.
Or I'd see him out at a music event. We both go to music and beer events, so never got to know him like that. Yeah. Well, he came into town last week, and Thursday was the night that he could actually hang out, and he didn't get there till 5:45, and then all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh man." He's like, "What?" I'm like, I'm missing my webcast." He's like, "What are you talking about?" He didn't know that because I haven't seen him fucking since January of last year.
Right.
And he didn't know that, I'm a part of a Nice Place to Brew now. Yeah. So now I'm thinking he's catching up on YouTube now. And I told him about episode 1, I guess we'll call it, or the infamous episode.
Yes, you have to start there. Absolutely.
So, Jason, one thing I was thinking about. Oh, one thing I want to talk to everybody about out there today. Line cleaning. I know, Jason, let me ask you, when you're cleaning your lines, how do you clean them?
So I'm so glad you asked. Okay, so I have 2 water tanks that I keep on one of my garage shelves, and I've modified them to fit a Firestone keg post, and so I do that with 2 of those with 2 bottles, keg post on both, and I'll fill one of them with sanitizer and one with liquid line cleaner. So what I will do, and I will not save at a regular frequency because it's very irregular and it's just kind of when I'm thinking about it. But I will take apart my keg posts for my kegerator, and I will attach them to each of the bottles, via the keg post, and push liquid line cleaner through the lines first until everything's cleared, and then I will dump and then I'll detach it, and I'll reattach it with the sanitizer bottle, and just flow through just a slight volume of that. So, and I'll do that, until each of the 4 posts are done, and that's it. I call it a day. I'm sure there's probably holes in that method, but I believe very strongly that any homebrewer out there who is kegging should have this set up. I put this together for no more than $20.
Okay, interesting. Let me ask you this: when you're running your line cleaner,
yeah,
do you let it sit there and soak in the line for any amount of time?
No.
Okay,
just push through.
So the reason why I asked that is last week I started through the Brewers Association of America. I'm in the process of taking a line cleaning certification.
Okay, all right.
I'll be a certified line cleaner. Woohoo! But you
this
have
is
no
great
idea,
info.
Jason. You have no idea, Jason, on how much what you've done. I have no problem because I have no problem with that because that's what we know, and this is what I did at the brewery too. So
okay, all right.
Until now that I've taken this course, I'm almost done with it. I probably got like 6 modules left. Got one more project to do and like 6 modules, and what I've learned is I hate to say this and I kind of sound like an ass because I know I'm not. Everything we've done is technically wrong.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember I do remember. Now that I'm thinking about this. I remember talking to or one of those goddamn Facebook homebrew groups. I hate to sound like this, but you go on some of these homebrew pages on Facebook, and everybody fucking knows everything about this or that, And if they don't agree with you, and you tell them like anything about how you've been brewing, and they're like,
"Yep,
oh wow, you didn't know that? Kind of brewer are you?" And I'm like, you know what?
Yep, sounds about right.
You can fuck yourself. I mean, and ever since I got this job, I've dumped almost every one of those. The random ones that I randomly signed up for during the pandemic when I was probably drunk at home alone one night.
Okay, got it.
Probably after a nice place to brew fucking webcast that we were doing. To be honest with you, Rick.
All right.
I'm sorry, Jason. I'm yelling. Sorry, Rick. Didn't mean you.
Were you sampling me today?
No, I didn't. I didn't take it. I didn't sample any meat. All I did was sample the beer that we made. So what we've been doing is wrong, regardless. The way they suggest doing it from the Brewers Association, and these are like sciencey people. I mean, that they fucking what you should do is every time you clean a line. I mean, the way you do it, that's what they call direct flow. We're gonna have to touch up on this when George is on.
Direct flow,
or something like that. So there's three types of tap systems. You have one that's non-permanent. I think it's called non-permanent. You have direct flow or short pull and long pull. That's what it is. Or short draw, long draw. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
So your direct or your non-permanent is your kegerator. Your like when you're or I'm sorry, not your kegger. Like come on, we all gotta admit we've been to keggers and bought a keg and they had that stupid fucking tapper on it.
Yes.
Those are considered, those in like jockey boxes are considered non-permanent.
Okay.
So then you have the short draw, and the short draw is like my brewery, like Metal Monkey, Mad Hatchet.
So when they say short draw, is that a function of just how long the the connections are from the keg to the lines?
So that being said, it's pretty much it's from the cooling system and both the cooling system and the kegs.
Okay,
so,
got it.
So like I guess I was kind of dragging this out. So that one, you know how like all the tap panels are on the wall of the walk-in? That's a short draw.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sure, that and the kegerators. And then the long draw is the ones where, like, okay, perfect example, Chicago Street. You know how they got that nice fancy rail right on the corner of the bar that's got like 15, 16 tap handles on it?
Yep. And
the walk-in is in the basement.
I did not know that. That does make sense, though.
Or, you know, like, you've never been to Flossmore, or just like some breweries where you go to where, you know, they got that fancy, like, I just wish you would have gone to Flossmore. Pretty much, if you see a bar that has a rail that doesn't have like a million coolers underneath it,
yeah,
and it just goes to the floor or something like that, that's what they call the long draw system.
Okay, all right.
And with the long draw system, you cannot use, well, they highly suggest you not using regular CO2, sterile gas, for pushing your beer. Because that long and that, you know, going that much, because sometimes the cooler is 50, 60 feet away from the bar. You know, granted, the whole lines are insulated. And and then they actually they can't use the CO2 because that'll actually start over-carbonating your beer. Start carbonating up because it's such a long system. And the amount of PSI you're going to need to push that beer that far.
Okay, I'm following you. Yeah.
So they use what they call a beer gas system, which is don't quote me on the percentages. At least 80% CO2 and 20% nitrogen. Food grade nitrogen. Okay,
all right.
Yeah, I think 80, 20, 75, 15, something like that. Because, you know, like the nitro. Like we always see the nitro stouts and all that. Because the nitro doesn't push it, or it doesn't it doesn't give carbonation. Like, granted, we have CO2, and it's actually kind of nice because sometimes if I got some beer that's a little sitting there for a little, I maybe screwed up on the kegging and it's a little dry or loose on the dispensing.
Yeah.
They let it sit under the CO2 for a day or two, and it's perfect again. So many more tricks, Jason. You need to come hang out with me more. Yeah, you would learn some shit. Especially you learn what not to do. I mean, besides what happened,
I've found out the hard way.
Yeah, well,
on more than a few occasions, courtesy of Paulie and the world famous Route 66 Old School Brewing in Wilmington, Illinois, coming up on their 2-year anniversary. Yes, point well taken. So let's break that down a little bit. So they recommend for the long draws a combination of 80% CO2 and 20% nitro.
Vague. I don't know the exact percentage.
Okay. All right. So if I'm thinking about that right, so it's going to reduce the risk of overcarbing your beer, but give the beer enough force that it can flow through the taps to out the fountains where it needs to go. Okay. That does make a lot of sense. How do you rig that up? Do you have to have 2 different tanks? One CO2, one nitro?
No, they sell that gas.
It's a combination tank.
Yeah, it's called beer gas actually. They sell it. It's called beer gas.
Oh, okay. I'll be damned. I've never heard that before.
Well, like I said, that's another thing you learn when you
Yeah.
you go to the dark side.
Is it more expensive than just a regular barrel of CO2?
I don't know. I've never had to order it, so I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't. I never had to order it, so do I care? No, not really.
Okay. All right. Point taken.
I mean, if I need to order it, well, see, figure out how much it costs, So okay. That being said, besides now that we broke down the 3 kinds of systems, so they suggest doing a 4-step line cleaning method.
4-step.
4-step.
Okay.
4 or 5. We'll figure out here in a second.
All right. Now, okay, before you go any further, is this directed at home brewers or is this aimed at small breweries?
Anybody like this, if you want, Jason.
Okay, all right.
You know what? This class is open to home brewers too.
Okay, all right.
You can get it. I mean, I'm doing it for free because we're in the Brewers Association.
Okay.
But I don't know. I could send you an invite and you can get in this class. I had to get on a waiting list.
Okay.
And,
all right.
It's like you have a month to do it, and got a month to do it, and you have 2 online classes that you have to sit in on. They're Wednesdays at 3:00, and they're only an hour long.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's through the StreamYard app that we use today.
Okay, I would not be surprised about that.
All right, so what we've been doing is you should do your first step is do a water rinse to push the beer out, and that's what they call push the beer out.
Just flush.
Yep. And then, I'm sorry, they call that a wetting agent because water is a wetting agent.
Okay. All right.
And then after that, and then you put caustic. You know what caustic is. You know what caustic is. And people out there watching and listening, caustic is PBW or 1-step or something like that on fucking roid rage of steroids. Yes, like roid rage. I mean, this shit will fuck you up. It has burnt me a few times. It's discolored my clothes. I don't think Jason's really gotten the real gist of it yet because every time we come around, I'm like, Jason, I'll handle this.
Yeah.
I've been
okay with the caustic so far.
Huh?
I've been okay with the caustic so far.
All right. So you've used it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you wear gloves, you're fine.
Yeah.
But see, you're getting it in the diluted state. Like I have 50.
You have to pre-mix it.
Yeah, I mix it all.
Yeah.
Actually, the caustics that you use to clean the kettles and whatnot.
Yeah.
That I reuse it. That's the caustic that I use to clean the kegs.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So okay, so you do a caustic, then all of a sudden you change from a water rinse to a caustic rinse or PBW or whatever, some kind of oxygenating powder or liquid, and then you run it until you see the caustic come out. And here's the thing that when they told me how to do it, you have no idea how much a big light went off in my head. You have to let that stuff soak for the minimum of 20 minutes. Because what you do is when you're sitting there letting the caustic soak in the line, you're breaking down all the microorganisms and the bad stuff. That when you're doing your acid line cleaning, it's not that doesn't do that. It's not breaking it down.
Yeah, no,
you're
right. That does make sense. All it's doing is flushing, unless you're soaking like you're describing.
Mm-hmm. So that breaks everything down.
Yeah,
and then after that, after it's done for 20 minutes, you do another water rinse, and then they never say anything. I don't know if I have to look back in the class. They never say anything about sanitizing the lines afterwards. But then as a home brewer, I would run sanitizer through it too. Like Star San or, and then run, and then you push beer and you're done.
Cheers to Brian L. from Georgia. Thank you so much for
tuning in. Hey, Brian.
What's up, man?
How you doing? I believe we got your entry, so I'll see you in July, Brian. Looking forward to it.
I swapped the line out every keg.
Yeah. 2 keggers.
It sounds exactly like what I have. I just have 4. Need it back up?
Good. Yeah. Okay. I see what he's doing. He's just running PBW and soaking it. Yeah. All right. And then run some water. And then I did this on home brews or on kegerators. I ran some Star Sand through it too.
Yeah.
Oh, he booked his hotel already. Fuck yeah. Oh, and the funny thing is one of the owners, Steve, didn't think he's like, why is he doing this? Was he coming over for a home brew? As this guy fucking drives his goddamn Airstream to Arizona, and now he's going to 2 weeks to his condo in Florida. I'm not bitching about it because I love that. I get left the fuck alone there. I mean, pretty much when I'm like, I know they run it. It's a team effort between the three of us how we run that place.
Oh,
and it's
100%.
A well-oiled machine.
Yeah. Referring to, of course, the world famous Route 66 old school. Yeah, I fucked up.
That one up.
Yeah, I did. Shit. Let's try that again. Referring to, of course, the world famous Route 66 old school brewing in Wilmington, Illinois.
Oh, hey Brian, I haven't seen your entry. What are you brewing? Just kind of curious. Because I'm not judging, so I'm kind of curious. I know what everybody's fucking brewing, so I'm pulling for each one of you in my own little ways. So that's why I was like, I can't judge this competition.
Yeah.
So I decided to pull certified judges in on this, a couple of them, and we've had actually. No, Brian, can't do that. Fall beer.
Fall beer.
No IPAs in fall beer.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Hey, at least I'm telling him now. He's got some time to change it, unless it's already in the public. Yeah. I mean, if it's not brew this weekend, dude, come on.
He said, okay, I can switch it. Okay. All right. That's a relief. Okay.
Oh, hey, what are you saying?
When I saw melon on melon IPA, my heart just sank. I'm like, I know, this is so cool already. This whole thing coming together. Brian from Georgia participating in the competition, but
and
all right.
we're almost at capacity. I think we got 5 spots left. So anybody else out there watching?
All right, get on.
Anybody else out there watching? Come on, let's fill it up. We're almost at deadline to where you have to brew.
That's right.
You got to have your entries at the brewery by July 11th.
That's right.
2 bottles. I might change it to 3. And you got to make sure you bring some growlers with you.
That's kind of important for the people out there.
Yeah, you
2 bottles or 3 bottles.
Well, probably 2 for the competition, 1 for me. I like to have my little stash. Come on, I get 20 beers in my.
All right. Okay, Paul? I know you're not running the Route 66 Facebook page, but you need to make this a part of the page. If you're going to require 3 bottles from the entrance, they need to know about it. All right. So please pass this along to the people that are running the page. Listen, listen. I'm on the participant side, and I've been blindsided by this crap more than once.
Well, come on. You've been down there you've been to Charlie Orr. At the end of the competition, they bring all that beer out. And it's a free-for-all.
More than once, I have not brought enough beer to said competition. And I've been penalized for it. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Don't want to do it again.
Well, we're only doing 2, and then bring I'd say 2 growlers. I mean, bring what you can because all the people that are in the competition, we're going to do like a little meet and greet amongst us all, and that's when we're going to announce the winners. And I got a bunch of prizes for everybody. It's some really cool shit.
This I don't know. The following week after the due date.
Yeah,
right?
So July 17th.
That's
the drop-off date. Drop-off date's July 11th. July 17th is when we are going to announce the winners. I mean, like I said, I got Kevin Promise and Louise. Oh, I'm sorry, not Kevin Promise and Eileen to judge. The Eileen from the world famous Brew and Grow in Bolingbrook, Illinois. They're both thank you. I saw that. I had to throw it in there.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna finish this conversation. Right, I'll get to you. I got them, and then I got actually the guys that won the very first homebrew competition that they did down there in 2019 before COVID. So those 2 winners are going to be 2 judges too.
Oh, right on.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. You want to tease what the reward is for the for the winner?
Oh, the winner is gonna brew on our rig. We're gonna do a I don't know, either a full batch or a half batch. I don't know, double. I would say double because I wouldn't consider 1 turn a half batch. 1 batch or 2 batches because you know, as Jason knows, not all you people know. I have 4 fermenters, 2 of them that are 3 barrels, 2 of them that are 5, and I have a 2.5 barrel brew stand. So if I want to fill the 2 5 barrels fermenters, I have to do 2 brew days back to back.
Yep.
And the second brew day, they highly suggest you have your wort in as of 24 hours before the pitch of the original one, and you don't have to throw yeast in the second time because you pitch your yeast the first time and hopefully it's fermenting by then.
Right.
You don't have to oxygenate your beer. If you guys don't oxygenate your beer, I highly suggest you do it.
Yes.
And
so you don't. Let's repeat that. You don't have to oxygenate the second turn.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Is that because there's already enough yeast activity in the vessel? Okay.
Yeah, it's already going crazy.
Yeah.
So, and that's really all you got to do. And so how you sanitize everything, because like on what I do is like on a brew day, if I'm just doing 1 turn, I have an empty clean fermenter, and then I sanitize the said fermenter, and then I sanitize it on brew day, and then I use the sanitizer in the vessel, the fermenter, and I pressurize the tank, and then I push all that sanitizer through my little contraption that I have here, you know, between my sight glasses and my teas and my chiller and my pump. And Jason's seen this setup. It's kind of, if you don't know what the hell it is, I mean, every day when I'm doing it, before I start anything, I'm like, I'm following things to make sure it works, make sure everything's in the right place. Because I've already, Jason, I almost popped a hose today too.
How did that happen?
Because my dumbass left my HLT closed when I was chilling.
Oh.
And, sorry. I'm sorry, Uncle Rick. I hit the keyboard. And I overflow the HLT again.
I will never forget doing that. That was not fun.
And I wasn't
the valve
even
off and not
at
the
the
pump.
time.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing. I wasn't even inside at the time. I walk in here, pop. I'm like, the hell was that?
That's right. You were surprisingly calm about that. I do remember that.
Well, it was one of those, what happened first? Assess it.
Yeah.
All right. What did you do? I just did this, but you turned that water off? Good. Okay. Now I know what needs to be done.
Yep. Just did it in the wrong order. That was it.
Yeah, yep, it is. Bet you'll never make. No, I can't say.
No. I rest assured, I would not make that same mistake again. Listen, I'll do plenty of other stupid crap, but I will not do that again.
Hey, Polly.
Yo.
Hey, how's that for honesty?
Tech couldn't log into a nice place to brew.
Oh yeah.
What?
Peanut Gallery here has got something funny because hold on. All right. Uncle Rick here is an IT guy. He builds computers and fixes them. He helps me fucking figure out the fuck I need to do down there at fucking the brewery. So I texted him like, hey, I'm gonna be a little late because I was stuck down at work a little. I got stuck there a little bit I was trying to get prepared because now that I flavored all that honey and mango into that sour, it's already cold and the yeast is dumped. I can start carbonating it.
Okay.
So at the end of the brew day, after I pitch the yeast on the Hefeweizen I'm doing, which I am going to try and get the banana flavors out. So I'm hoping this bitch gets up to I'll ferment it at 73, 74, 75 degrees at the high end of what Fermentus recommends. And if you actually, Jason, look up WBO6 from Fermentus.
WBO6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that operating temperature.
Here it is. No, not helpful.
Who's second?
Here it is. 59 to 75.
Oh, you found it?
Yep.
So I'm going to ferment it at 74, hopefully 75, because at that temp, that brings out all the banana notes.
Yeah.
All the banana esters and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know this is because I brewed this beer once before by them. And I did my own little twist to it because before I was never getting water chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So I put water chemistry on it, but I fermented it at low 70s. And you get all that clove temperature because the 60s and low 70s is all clove for the Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
But then
this is a wheat beer yeast. Yeah. You got the right idea. I would absolutely aim on the high end.
I mean, granted, I was at 71 today, so tomorrow I'm going to try and go in a little hotter. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Raise that temperature more. Have it going in 80 to bring that up a few degrees. I mean, keep in mind, I have glycol. If it gets above 75 degrees, it's going to kick on and keep the beer in that. What?
I got some internet issues here.
Oh.
Getting down to the wire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Down to the wire. Will they cut it down to an hour and a half or something?
No. My internet, if it doesn't hold up, it doesn't hold up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I got temperature control. All right, we're done talking about me. Let's catch up with Brian. He's going to do a fall beer. He's going to bring the melon beer too. He'll be up there Friday and all weekend. He's going to take your... Oh, okay. Sweet and Doppelbock. Fuck,
I mean,
yeah.
I think the answer is a resounding yes. Absolutely, that's a fall beer.
Yeah. Oh, my God. We got one Marzen.
Okay.
We got one Marzen, so... I'm actually really excited about this. Oh, should I tell about what we have with some of the prizes? I mean, if you follow me on Facebook, you
sure
pictures.
Yeah, bring it on.
I have a couple Plickman tin placards. I have, as of right now, I have 9 baseball caps, a few stickers, 3 T-shirts, some koozies. Oh, Plickman sent me this really badass koozie. And it's for a pint glass. It's got a sight glass on it.
On the glass?
Oh, he can't hear me. No, on the koozie.
On the
A koozie with a sight glass.
That's amazing.
I only have like 3 of them, but there might be 2 of them on the table because one of them might end up in my cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I would be looking for that too.
I've already gotten 1 T-shirt out of them, so I'm gonna have. I got that. What else do I got? Oh, Country Malt sent me this really cool thing. It was it's a keychain bottle opener, and it's got a zip drive attached to it.
Yes, I did see this. This is very cool.
Did I show you that?
Yes.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I got that, and then I reached out to some of the local bars and breweries, and I'm gonna get some swag from everybody.
Yeah.
I hope Tina and Steve will put a couple small things out from Old School Brewing. What am I talking about? I know they're gonna do it. I'm trying to be humble about it, not cocky,
And the winner is gonna get to scale up.
And then, if it all comes to my fruition, when the beer is released, it's going to be released. We're doing an Oktoberfest this year in September 25th. And it's going to be a small beer fest, small Oktoberfest with 10 breweries in it. It's going to have us, Brian from Unpossible Mead, Will County, Mad Hatchet, Metal Monkey, Nick and Ivy, Steam Hollow, possibly Elder, and the Joliet Brewers Guild.
Damn.
So,
can I set my calendar right now?
Yeah, I'm sending you brewing for him, asshole.
I mean, that seems very fitting, having this beer ready for that.
Yep. I mean, it all depends on scheduling and what we have going on. That's my goal, is to have it ready for that.
Yes. And I think that's very reasonable.
It's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Where can people learn about this?
Social, Facebook.
Go to RT66 Old School Brewing. That's the Facebook page.
Yep. I don't know what our Instagram account is, but we're on Instagram too. I'm sure
it's probably the same thing. It's probably RT66 Old School Brewing.
Yep.
Yeah. Throw it in the search bar. It should come up. And if you're in the Illinois area, go down to Wilmington, visit Pauly, and visit Route 66 Old School Brewing. And yeah, man, try the amazing beers they have there. After you go to Shorewood, where you get to taste Chupacabra Borracha from Mad Hatchet.
Depending on when they go, and if they go this weekend, yes. And then you can go visit our friends in Shorewood too.
In Will County, yeah.
At Will County Brewing. Yep. And then if you really want to feel adventurous, you can head north on 59 and go into the great township of village of Plainfield. And you can hit 3 breweries. Our buddy Brando at Workforce Brewing Company.
Workforce Brewing Company, yes, sir.
We got Garage Band Brewing Company, which is like half mile away from Workforce. And then you can go further north about maybe a little over a mile. And what they call now Arcade something. But there is a new brewery that opened up in Plainfield that is a brewery / arcade. Old school video games.
Yep. So I've read about this. I have not been out there myself. I'm glad this is coming up, though.
And then if you're really feeling squirrely, after there, you can make your way over to Bolingbrook and see our friends at Metal Monkey Brewing Company. And then you're on your own. I mean, you can suggest breweries all over the place. But I'm trying to help out all our buddies right now.
Exactly. You did a great job. Yes. Our Metal Monkey in Romeoville, Illinois. Workforce Brewing in Plainfield, Illinois. Mad Hatchet, I've said to exhaustion here in in Shorewood, Illinois. And of course, it would not be complete without saying Route 66 Old School Brewing in Wilmington.
Wilco.
All right.
You forgot about Wilco. You forgot about Will County Brewing.
Yeah, screw them. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Will County Brewing Company out of Shorewood, Illinois. As I said earlier on in the webcast, our good friend Joel Rakowski is the brew house manager. He is a great man. He is Joliet Brewers Guild member #1. We love Will County Brewing Company. Cheers to them. Give them a visit. It's well worth it. How'd I do?
Oh, but doing Audible. Hold on, let me slam this. So now, what I'm drinking now is a beer for Top Fuel Saloon down in Braidwood, Illinois. Freak from the Old Man Cow show.
Oh, okay.
Oh, get a glass before I drink it. The Lug Wrench Lager.
Okay.
And who brewed it?
Evil Horse.
Evil Horse. And
okay.
And Staggered, is that where they're at?
I don't believe so. No, it ain't Diamond.
No, Evil Horse is out east.
Is it?
Yeah, it's down there by Chicago, south of Chicago Heights.
Yeah.
Evil Horse, yeah. Evil Horse is in Staggered. Look it up, Uncle Rick. Yeah, but that's Steve Camp's brewery. Actually, I know the owner brewer very well. I've known him for many years. Actually, like our buddy Scott Poyton.
Yes.
From Boss.
Yeah.
He's a Boss guy. Crete. All right, they're in Crete, right by Stin.
Okay.
And I think still to this day, for like the past 10 years, Steve Camp has a you know how we do our little fall picnic. We're at someone's house and there's beer and food. Well, now imagine a brewery that's been around for 20 years. And one of the members who was a president for a while lives on a farm.
So a lot of space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and because I love Boston. Being a Boston is fucking expensive.
I know.
The JBG.
Yeah.
But I think for the party, if you're a non-member, $25 you can drink and eat. But there's a deal if you bring beer. But I've never been to a picnic that had a 14 tap rail system, a hand pull, and probably a half a dozen pro breweries on tap too.
That's amazing.
And then
what an awesome time.
And then they cater it from some barbecue guy from down south.
Okay.
And they usually have music, which was some of my friends sometimes. And then they always do a ceremonial fire. I remember one year I went, and the DJ, they had the DJ at the time, he did a fire set. When they started the fire, every song in unison for like 2 hours had something to do with some kind of fire. I mean, think about how many songs out there that have fire in it.
We didn't start the fire. It was always burning. Yeah.
Hot sauce. I'll give it a shot, Brian. I'm not. I want more flavor, not heat. That's the way I am with hot sauce. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I mean,
we do have a member of the JBG who's into making hot sauce.
He actually sells the shit too.
Right.
And then, actually, we've never had him on the show. I should try and get him. Josh Spicoli. He was the old bartender at Chicago or Metal Monkey. Okay. Little squirrely Josh with the long hair. Come on, you know Josh.
I'm sure I do. The description doesn't match any person to me.
Short, skinny, crackhead-looking guy.
Oh, that so narrows it down.
Okay, at Metal Monkey, that works there.
Yeah.
Works
Okay.
at Metal Monkey.
Okay. I've got an idea. I'm not totally sure, but I've got an idea.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, I think he's got long hair. He's just small. He's just like short little guy, stocky. He's kind of squirrely.
Okay.
Well, he's working at Brando's place right now too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So
Go Metal Monkey. Go work for us.
one more thing, Jason.
Yeah.
Did you get that email I sent you from what I told you about earlier when we talked on the phone?
Yes. Do we want to talk about this now, or we want to save it for next show?
Put it out there now. You know what? We'll preview it. That's what we'll do. So
that's a good idea.
We're gonna put this out here. Anybody watching? I got this email at work, and I was like, "Ooh, this sounds like fun." So let's do this as like a next week. Next week, boys, we are going to pull it up, Jason, and then I can explain. I can say what I was going to say because then it makes more sense.
Right. Where is it? Hold on. Oh crap! It's not.
Oh, actually, hold on. If you can't find, I can hold on. I can pick it up.
Here, did you get it?
You got it?
Is that it?
Nope.
You see it? Shoot.
Hold on. Now I'm back. Nope. Lost it.
Yep, I know. I took it away. Hold on. Yeah, because I was pulling out my email. Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it.
Nope. All I'm seeing now is like, yeah, that's it right there.
Yep.
Scroll up. You're scrolling down. Hopsteiner, which is a secondary hop market that I use for certain hops. If I can't get them through my normal vendors, Hopsteiner, and there's a few more out there like Hop Alliance and hell, I even get some shit from Morbier sometimes. But it says name me. So let's scroll down. Is there a way we can just click on the email and blow it up?
No.
Oh, okay. Can you actually, Jason? Can you read the go? Nope, you're going the wrong way. Keep going. Bring it up because I want to bring up the tasting notes. I can't read it. So what does it say? Alpha acids, the beta acids. Does it say berry, jam, grape,
we got
floral, tropical? Yep.
You can't see it?
No, I can. It's blurry because it's so small.
Oh, okay. All right. Aroma specifications: berry, jam, grapefruit, floral, tropical, and herbal. Alpha acids, 4 to 7.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
Low.
What are the betas and what are the total oils?
Okay. Beta acids, 4.5 to 7.
Huh?
Yeah.
And
total oils,
oil?
2 to 2.6.
All right. That's a small percentage. Yeah.
It is. Yep.
But all right. Shit. So what Hopsteiner is doing, I don't know how they're doing. Maybe I'll research it. I have to research it Sunday. I can't do it tomorrow. I don't got time on brewing. Doing a second turn on the Hefeweizen. So they're doing they got some kind of new hop variety. It might be one of those proprietary ones out there that are already numbered. I'm sure have you ever seen those where like HB blah 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 blah?
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
This could be one of those that maybe they bought the rights to.
Mm-hmm.
So we could be naming a new hop on the market.
Nice.
I'm going to try this with my brewery too.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to try it here. So next week, guys, we're going to sit here. We're going to revisit the hop episode because I have another hop that I really want to talk about that I won't talk about tonight because that's a good segue into next week.
I agree.
All I'm going to say is my girl at Country Mall, Ashley McPhalen, I think. How you pronounce it. This girl's awesome. And she's gotten wind that, like, she knows I'm good on grain. It's kind of funny because I keep talking to her all the time. Like, we talk like 3 or 4 times. Like, one time, 3 or 4 times a day. She's like, I've gotten more phone calls from you today. And we call each other back, I'm like, and then the other day I answer the phone. She's like, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a week. It's only been like 3 days. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? What's going on?
I love that. That's awesome.
So she like we got talking about because I've asked her a couple questions. Hey, can you find this? Can you find that? Like the Texas woodcracker that I just drank. I never really talked about that. It excuse me. It has 2 of the 3 hops in there are Southern Hemisphere hops.
Okay, got it.
Southern Queen. And oh my God, I can't believe this. You know, it's funny because Sean from Mad Hatchet, one day he was we were at a JBG meeting and people were asking me questions and they were asking about like what hops. And he comes up to me, he's like, "Isn't it funny?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "As homebrewers, we knew exactly what was in every fucking beer that we brought out."
Yeah.
Now it's like, what did I bring out? Oh fuck, what did I put in there? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
totally
an idea
relate
what's
to
in there.
Yeah. It's true.
It's work to me now, but I fucking love it. It's not like I'm hating my job.
What'd you think of the taste of that beer?
Oh, this Long Range Lager is not bad. I mean, take it as it is. It's a light American lager, so tastes like Old Tyler, Budweiser, or Shoeag, or the old Will Kentucky, or fucking Hams, or Flats, or Schlats. Come on, Jason. You know a few more of these other shitty beers. Little Kings, Mickey's, Keystone.
Sure. Red Dog.
Red Dog. What? Bohemian Club. Humor.
Yep.
Labatt's. Molson.
Yeah, Labatt's is okay.
Yeah. Yingling.
Oh, come on. No. You cannot lump Yingling in with all those.
They're on the high end of that style.
I think they're above that, but okay, point
It's
taken.
still a shitty light lager, dude.
Shitty? What are you?
It's a
what am
lawnmower
I hearing right now?
It's a lawnmower beer.
Yeah. Okay, come on. Well, a little more respect to Yingling here, okay?
No, I
get little
it.
more
I
respect.
They're the oldest brewery in the world, but when you take
exactly,
their light lager is
okay.
A light lager. Their Black Katana is really good. I've had their other beers. I'm not going to knock that. They're above that. Okay, the Yingling light lager. We'll put it that way. So Brian asked about the best hazy
IPA you've had that is nationwide sold. Okay, so this is a tough one for me to answer because there's so much hazy IPA that's made and sold regionally that I don't feel like people's go-tos for hazy IPAs are in nationwide distribution.
I have one.
Okay.
It's Heretic. What the hell is it called? Uncle Rick, you remember that? The Heretic Hazy.
I remember.
It's something political. It's something political.
Okay.
I'm getting a brain for it. Look it up, Jason. Hey, Heretic Brewing, because they do a West Coast that's really good too.
Heretic Brewing Company, Juicier Than Thou.
That's it. Juicier Than Thou. Thank you. That's my go-to. I always check dates on cans. Check your dates. I mean, I've said this over and over and over again. Check your fucking dates on the cans. If you get a fresh one, shit's pretty fucking good.
Yes.
And
what's the rule? Within 75 days?
I give it 90.
90? Okay.
I give it 90.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
90 is like, oh no, but there's nothing else here. It's under 90 days. Oh, fucking take it. And Brian, I'm sorry. I love me some Budweiser. Good old Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, you bashed Yingling.
I wasn't that. I
Good
put
old
Budweiser
Budweiser.
under Yingling. I mean, for fuck's sake, they're shitty light lager. He said, in my opinion, do you drink Miller products? Because there's only one Miller product I can even fucking stomach, and that's High Life. If I'm going to a party and they got a keg of Miller Light, I'm either the
Fuck
DD
is
that
happening
night
right now? Are we really debating Budweiser and Miller right now? Is
with
that what
Brian
the show has
Lambert.
devolved into? This
Come
is a show
on.
about all things beer and beer making.
Their own beer.
But we're it's still all about beer. I know, Brian, we're all beer snobs, but you gotta have your breaking point. Come on, it's fun. This is one of those off nights where for fuck's sake, Jason, we go off on Cobra Kai fucking wormholes.
We have not gone down a Cobra Kai wormhole in a long time.
We have
been very, very strict to the subjects.
I know.
What about the tiger?
But we're still talking about beer and beer making. Beer drinking. We're giving our opinion.
Listen, the big breweries spend more than enough money on advertising, putting themselves out to the rest of the country. This does not need to be a show for us to be showcasing those bastards.
Okay. Yeah, we already had. You okay? Okay. Enough said.
Listen, I'm calm. I'm calm. Namaste.
You take a shot there?
Namaste.
Yep. Oh my God. Oh, he drinks Natty Ice. And he's a beer snob too.
Who's behind Natty Ice? Which brewery is that?
Oh, that's Miller Coors now.
Yeah, I kind of thought
Yeah, it's
so.
Miller Coors now.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Uncle Rick, can you beer me? Uncle Rick, can you beer me?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you want?
Whatever you got. I'm not going to be picky.
Want some of this?
You got a glass? Oh, look what we have here. Another Texas Woodcrafter.
Hey,
I wonder where he got this from. I don't know. I didn't bring it home. This is the one I brought home.
What are you going to do?
Drink it because I'm almost out of this beer. So, anything else we got to talk about? I think we covered a lot today.
Yeah, we did. We did. This is a great show.
We
will welcome George back next week once he's back from Disney World. But
is that where he's at? Okay.
Yeah, it is. But no, this was fantastic. Paulie, I'm so glad this came together. I'm so glad for all the content that we covered here, minus the big brewery crap. But yeah, we talked about all of our nearby breweries. You know, the people and breweries that are close to us, and I think this is fantastic. So, everybody, if you need weekend plans, listen to the earlier part of this episode. We talk about a lot. All right, let's round them up. We will be back here next Thursday. Next Thursday will be May 27th. We will broadcast at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Go to our YouTube page for all of our past episodes. Also, check out our not our YouTube page. Check out our audio podcast under the same name, A Nice Place to Brew, that's available on all the podcasting platforms. We have a website at www.aniceplacetobrew.com, and our social media links are Nice Place to Brew and A Nice Place to Brew. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe our pages. It really helps our shows. We will be back here next Thursday to talk about all things beer and beer making. And until that time, we raise a glass and we say, Paulie, send us out.
Takes a lot of good beer to make great beer. Cheers.
Cheers.